Hey guys, this is Holler here, and I'm going to show you how to use Jamboard. So your teacher's going to have you be using some Jamboard features, so I'm just going to show you real quick how to use some of that stuff. So to get to Jamboard, you can go to jamboard.google.com, or when you're logged into your school's Google account, you can go to the waffle, scroll down, and Jamboard will be there right there. Okay? If you're using a Chromebook, the app will already be installed. You just have to swipe up on your screen or click on the settings at the bottom and you're going to see your Jamboard. Okay, but it's already going to be all set for you. Just make sure you're using your school Gmail account because that is where it'll be shared. All right. So if you get in there and you need to make a Google Jamboard, all you do is press the plus sign and you can make your own Jamboard. Okay. Now, what's probably going to happen is your teacher is going to share a Jamboard with you, and there's going to be a link that they're going to give you. All you have to do is click on that link, and you'll be right in the Jamboard that the teacher wants you to use, okay? So let's say you got this link to work on this model here, okay? So when your teacher shares the link with you, either an email or Google Classroom or in a chat, okay, just click on it, and it's going to take you right here, and you don't have to do anything. Okay, your teacher will have some instructions for you because you may have to work on only one of these frames. So you can see that there's 4 frames here. If I click here, you can see there's all these. You need to find the one that has your name on it so that way you can use it. Just make sure you listen to your teacher's directions and they're going to tell you what you need to do. Basically, these are the tools you're going to be using. The pen, eraser. This allows you to select things and move them. The sticky note function, adding images, and the laser pointer. Okay. If you're using a Chromebook or some kind of tablet, you're going to be using the app and that has more functions, which is going to be cool. So I recommend playing with that. I'm only going to show you how to use these functions for now. If you have a touchscreen computer, you can use the pen and you can draw on the screen with your finger. Or if you have a stylus, you can do that. Just using your mouse is fine though. Like if you don't have a touchscreen, it's not a big deal. Okay. So to use the pen function, just click on it. And you can select pen, marker, highlighter, or paintbrush and pick your color. And let's see, I'm going to do that. And then you can write on the stuff that your teacher gave you. Okay. So depending on the instructions, you may have a picture that you need to color on or some directions, or your teacher may want you to make a Jamboard yourself, in which case you'd be starting with the blank Jamboard. So just follow your instructions there. The eraser function will show you how to erase. See, I'm just kind of erasing that with my mouse there. Okay. Sticky note function, click on that and you can, you'll have this little box and you can pick the color and you just type what you want to type and it shows up in the corner and then you will have to move it where you want it to go. So if your teacher wants you to put a sticky note next to something, you type it, it's always going to show up in the top left and you're going to have to move it down to where you want it to be. And then you can resize it and move it. If you have a touch screen, you can use your fingers to do this. So to delete it, just click on it and press delete on your keyboard and it's gone. Easy peasy. Okay. Now for images. So let's say you need to do an image, click add image. Then you can upload, you can do a Google image search. If you have some images saved on your school's Google Drive, this is where you'd get them here. Okay. Google image search is fun too. If you want to look for something, just type in whatever you want. So I just typed in DNA and, I found some pictures like that. So I'm just going to click on that one and click select. And your image is going to show up there. It might take a second, but so if you're making something like a report or something like that, you want some pictures, you can have that right there. Okay. And then to delete it, click on it, delete, gone. All right. So the things that you're going to be probably using Jamboard for, your teacher may assign you some projects. There's this modeling here where they want you to write on something. So using the pen function, the sticky note would work. You can use sticky notes to ask questions. You're going to be working in groups with your other classmates sometimes. So if you're not directly talking with them, like you're working on it at different times, sticky notes are good to put questions up there for your group members. Okay. So that's probably a good way to talk to each other. Okay. If you have a pen or a stylus, you can write right on your screen and that's kind of fun too. But so you'll also be doing some bubble mapping. So if you have a bubble map, some sort of thing like this. So let's say your teacher gave you a bubble map and you need to add to it. And it may look like this, however, and your teacher says, okay, let's add to our bubble map. You can use the pen feature to draw more lines to your bubble map. If you have a hard time with that, the sticky note function is good. Add to bubble map. You can add what you want there. See how it goes right there? So I can put something there, and that would be really easy to add the thoughts to the bubble map as your teacher directs. So you can do that. That's probably the easiest way. You can add images to the bubble map if your teacher wants you to add something. Then you can do the image like I said here. The laser pointer is to point something out. So let's say you have a question for your teacher and you want them to explain something. They can't see what you're pointing at unless you show them, because if you're online, right? So if you're asking a question, be like, hey, this here, can you tell me more about it? That would be a good way to do it too. All right. So that's pretty much how to use Jamboard. Play around with it. If you're pretty good with technology, this is going to be really easy for you to play with. And then just make sure you're following your teacher's directions with everything, so that way you're doing everything properly, especially if you're using Jamboard for an assignment. You want to make sure you turn in your assignment correctly. And keep in mind, everything you do, your teacher can see it. Everything you're writing, your teacher can already see it. So when it's time to turn in your assignment, your teacher can already see it. So you would just have to tell your teacher that you're finished, and they'll be able to grade your assignment. Okay? All right. Well, hopefully this has been helpful. If you have other questions, make sure to ask your teacher.